Well, streets, roads, businesses, even homes all washed out. Heavy rain fell over Middle Tennessee, flooding parts of Nashville and Lebanon. Now, 1 year later, leaders are working to make sure the next flood event won't do so much damage. News 2's Neil Orn takes a look.
It was around 1 o'clock in the morning. I received a phone call from Police Chief Mike Justice, and his message was the square is going to flood in about an hour and a half.
Utter helplessness as Lebanon's mayor watched homes and businesses wiped out. Inches of rain that seemed to come all at once. The city was underwater. Nashville no different, in the same boat. City Councilor Courtney Johnson remembers neighbors' faces.
Unfortunately, the look on people's faces when I saw, when you're standing in your front yard and you are looking at what's left of your house and all of your belongings, soaking wet, and just the look of shock and despair and fear and sadness and anger.
The scenes seared into the memory. Many areas that don't normally flood wiped out. Prone areas filling up faster than anyone could remember. But as the water receded, a wave of hope flooded in.
I remember every detail, just like it happened just a few days ago. And I still remember the people coming out. The people coming out to help and how the community really came together.
It's been a year to rebuild and working to lessen future flood events. In Lebanon, raising properties, studying a retention dam, and installing sensors that warn of rising water are deployed. The town square is complicated. It actually sits over a creek.
And so we went under there to see what we could do. And we took, we took bobcats and machinery under the square and moved things around. We cleaned out debris. And that's something we're going to do on an annual basis.
In Nashville, recovery ranges from properties still in disarray to totally rebuilt. The emphasis also on making sure storm drains remain clear. New construction takes into account runoff and the redrawing of flood maps to reflect the real flood potential.
Nobody's super happy about someone calling and saying, you're going to be in a flood zone now when these maps are adopted. The good thing about it is, though, if we do have a light there, is that we now know more about the risk.
Flooding will happen again, but a year later the thinking is more preventative measures need to be in place, early warning is key, and water mitigation needs to be carefully scrutinized as we do grow. Neil Orn, News 2.